Good morning, recorder. I just woke up an hour or so ago. The waves are really calming to listen to when I wake up. Makes me want to go back to sleep, but also not do that at the same time. Anyway, I figure it's about time to look for a permanent food source. The coconuts are plentiful, but what if I get tired of them? I ought to diversify my diet, or whatever doctors say. There's a couple crabs, but I don't think I'm desperate enough for that yet. Maybe in a couple weeks when I want to eat something that can move around. I've decided to use the map and fill it out with important locations. Food, mainly. The compass says that the alcove is on the southernmost side of the island, so I'll circle my way to the top. Last time I walked the island it took less than 30 minutes, so it shouldn't take me more than a day. I go clockwise, just so I don't get lost. Hopefully I can find some fruit or something. I've just left the alcove a minute ago, and I've already found something. It looks like a trail that makes its way to the center of the island. It's probably the same one I used to get through the trees yesterday, but I'll check again to make sure. It looks like maybe an animal made it. But there's animals on the island. They know where to find food. I've always wondered how that worked. Did they wander like I'm about to, or did they watch something else wander? It's kind of like what people do though, right? If someone does something bad, most people will learn from that, but some people would probably insist on trying it themselves. Eventually everyone will learn, but after enough time, there's enough people who won't believe them. I guess it's simpler for animals. If they make a mistake, they learn from it and move on. It's people who've got to question everything. Maybe this island is a good thing. It might get me to slow down a bit and think before I make a bunch of mistakes. After all, mistakes here are probably worse than they are back home. Here I am on this trail, and I don't think it's the same one. At least it's the same trees, but to a different spot. I'm gonna go in and maybe see something. It could be where the water pulls up from the top. Oh my god. This isn't right. Sorry for cutting myself off, but there's not a hill here. There should be. This is the same little forest area from yesterday, but there's nothing here. No hill, just this prairie, like grass, tall and green. And the soil here is dirt, not sand. I'm gonna head back now and try to make sense of what's going on. Something is very wrong. There are no more trees. I crossed the tree line, and there was prairie. I crossed it again, and more prairie. I turned around, the trees are gone. The trail I followed into here is also gone. I don't know what to do here. I'm supposed to stay put, but that's only if someone's looking for me. And they aren't. I don't know where I am, and I can't even hear the waves anymore. I could even hear them on the top of the hill, but here, it's just grass. I'm terrified. How did I get here? How am I supposed to get out? I don't see anything like trails or trees. Maybe if I start walking this way. So I haven't ruled out hallucinations. Maybe yesterday's coconut had some mold? No, that doesn't make any sense. It was still fresh. Aliens? No, what would they get out of this? God? I don't even want to open up that can of worms. How did I get here? Did I just wander and lose track of time? I'm so lost. I need to make my way back. South. The compass points this way. Maybe I'm just really confused right now. I've heard of mirages making things look weird, but I've never heard of anything like this. The grass is blowing in all the same direction, and I think mirages are mirrors, right? I wish I spent more time listening to survival guides. There's probably a section on escaping a forever prairie on a deserted island, but I spent too much time watching TV shows. Why did this have to happen now? I was just looking for some food. I guess I need to get walking now. South is this way, so that's where I'll go. I've been walking for hours. South. My legs hurt, and I'm so thirsty. I still have my canteen, but I don't want to waste it all here. What if I get lost later? More than I am now, I mean. At least now, I know which direction to walk. And that's south. In a straight line, guided by my compass. Oh, this is mind-numbing. How did sailors do it? They got on a boat, and for months, they traveled based on the stars. And in that time, they would see the exact same thing every day, and they would have no idea if they were even moving. That's what this feels like. I've been walking and walking and walking, but the horizon doesn't change. The grass, it feels the same, and the sky hasn't even shifted. And I mean that. The sky hasn't changed at all. The sun has been in the same spot since I got here. The only reason I know I've been walking so long is because of how bad my legs hurt. Is this limbo? Am I stuck resolving some karmic misdeed? I mean, I know I wasn't perfect, but this is too much. I tried not to hurt anyone, and when I did, I at least tried to apologize. Does this punishment fit this crime? Being alone? That's what I was, back then. Now too, but especially back then. I had friends, but I didn't really reach out that often. I think I told you yesterday about the invitations and things. Is this what this is? I took my friends for granted and now I'm forced on this stupid island, all alone. And since I made that into something I sorta liked, that gets taken away too, huh? This is just cruel. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. If I had one, I guess. I didn't get out very often. When I did, it wasn't for anything social. I tried not to make a fuss. I didn't want anyone to miss me. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a long time. I've been thinking about my life previous to this. Maybe me being lonely was all my fault. I pushed people away because I didn't want to be pushed away myself. People got tired of it, and so did I, but I just kept doing it. Only a few people were still with me before I found myself on this island. I think they were only with me out of pity. Maybe it's best I'm here now. At least I won't burden anyone back home. I found something. I walked for a few minutes and something just popped up on the horizon. It looks like, a tree? I'm gonna go walk over there now. Whatever that is has to be better than this. It was a tree. Under it, there was a crate, and inside, there were binoculars. That and a rusty key. Iron, maybe. I've just been sitting here for a bit, resting my legs. I've also been thinking a little bit. I know me not trying to talk to my friends was my fault, but I don't know. In the end, it got a little hazy. I kept to myself, and I didn't want to take too much from them. I think maybe they saw that as a personal attack. Maybe they thought I believed that they weren't good enough for me. They were. They were the best things that ever happened to me. but I guess I took them pulling away as a personal attack too. I didn't do what friends were supposed to do, because I didn't think we were. And the more that I thought that, the more it ended up being true. Before I came here, I resented the ones who stayed. I thought it was out of pity, but I think now maybe it wasn't. It could have been that they needed me more than they let on. Kinda like what I did with them. That's pathetic. I held everyone to a standard but myself. I got irritated because they weren't perfect, and I compared them to what I would have done. I didn't even compare myself to what I would have done. I just didn't do it. I didn't keep in touch, even though I knew that I should have. I didn't treat them with respect the way that they treated me. And now look at me. I'm sitting under a tree, in the middle of a meadow, somewhere on an island, too small to fit it. Alone. Maybe it wasn't aliens who put me here. Maybe I put myself here. Alright, enough moping about. I should get walking again. I have these new binoculars, so I can use them to spot things in the distance. What? Of course. Sitting here for an hour, I didn't see the trees on the horizon. And sure enough, that's south. The direction I've been heading. I'm gonna cross those trees again. Hopefully this will bring me back to the beach. I just want to go back to the alcove and eat something. I'm hungry, and I drank what was left of the water, which might not have been the best idea, but I couldn't stop myself. Hopefully this is the last thing I need to do before I go home. Home. I've only been there a couple days and I've already called it home. God, I just need some sleep. I'm back at the alcove. As soon as I crossed the tree line, the sun jumped to evening. There's already orange and red over the ocean. It really is something. That prairie, it was gorgeous, but it went on forever. It wasn't natural. I was too afraid to poke my head back into the trees in case I got stuck on the other side again. I don't know what happened over there, but I sat here listening to the tapes again, just to make sure I wasn't in some drugged up stupor, but it was real. There were no waves, just a gentle breeze over the grass. Well, I got a new crate, which is normal, I guess, but I did not get any new food. So, I'll roast another coconut. Oh, I've also got to dig a little water hole so I can cool off my canteen after boiling it. I'll get more water tomorrow, though. I don't think I want to risk it so late. I'm also going to put this key by the sand pillow, just so I don't lose it. Man, I am tired. Good night, recorder. I'll talk to you again in the morning. I'm probably gonna have nightmares. Forever prairie nightmares. Thanks for listening to this episode of Solitudinous Soliloquies. This podcast is an experiment for me, so I hope you enjoyed it. The voice, producing, and directing are by Simon Hunn. That's me. Secluded Sunset, this song, is performed by Simon Hunn. That's also me. Some sound effects are sourced by the generosity of freesound.org. You can find more episodes of Solitudinous Soliloquies on my YouTube channel, as well as on Google Podcast, Spotify, and a few more places for podcasts. Thanks for listening.